Hello friends, so today's story is my bestie's family adopted me and regretted it later. Once upon a time, in a small tight-knit community, there was a young girl named Emily. She was a bright and cheerful child, but unfortunately, she didn't have a family to call her own. She had been in and out for foster homes for as long as she could remember. Emily's best friend Sarah came from a loving and supportive family. The two girls were inseparable, sharing dreams, secrets, and endless laughter. Sarah's parents, the Johnsons, adored Emily and treated her like one of their own. Seeing how close the girls were and how much Emily needed a stable home, the Johnsons made a life-changing lesson. They decided to adopt Emily. At first, everything was wonderful. Emily's family had the family she always dreamed of. She shared a room with Sarah, had family dinners, and went to vacations. It felt like a dream come true. However, as time passed, things started to change. The Johnson realized that taking on the responsibility of another child was more challenging than they anticipated. Emily, despite her best efforts, struggled to adjust to the new family dynamics. She had habits and behaviors from her past that the Johnsons found difficult to handle. Little misunderstanding turned into bigger issues, and soon tensions filled the house. Emily could feel the change. She noticed how Mr. Johnson's smile became less frequent and Mrs. Johnson's patience grew thinner. Sarah tried to keep the patience, but even she felt the strain. Emily's presence, which once brought joy, now seemed to be a constant source of stress for the Johnsons. One evening, after a particularly heated argument, Emily overheard the Johnson talking. They didn't know how she was listening as they expressed their regrets of the adoption. They talked about how they missed their old life and how they felt overwhelmed by the new challenges Emily brought into the home. Hearing this, Emily broke in the heart. She felt unwanted and like a burden. The next day, she packed a small bag and left a note for Sarah, thanking her for everything, that explaining that she couldn't stay here, she wasn't truly wanted. Emily ran away, unsure of where she would go, but knowing she couldn't stay. Days turned into weeks, and the Johnsons were frantic with worry. They realized too late how much they loved Emily and how empty their home felt without her. They searched everywhere, contacted the authorities, and put up posters, but Emily was nowhere to be found. One cold night, as Emily huddled in an abandoned shed, she heard a familiar voice calling her name. It was Sarah. The Johnson had never stopped looking for her. The Sarah had finally found her. Sarah hugged Emily tightly, tears streaming down her face, and promised her that they would work everywhere out together. Emily returned home with Sarah, and the Johnson welcomed her with open arms, apologizing for their mistakes and vowing to the better. They decided to seek family counseling to help them navigate their new life together. It wasn't easy, but they learned to communicate, understand, and support each other. In the time, Johnson and Emily grew closer, building the bond stronger and they had never before. They realized that love wasn't always easy, but it was worth fighting. For Emily finally had the family she dreamed of, and the Johnsons couldn't imagine their lives without her. And so, in that small, tight knit community, Emily found the forever home, and the Johnson discovered that family was more than just blood. It was about love, commitment, and never giving up on each other. Thank you. Bye bye.